Thanks, John. Over the weekend was a demoralizing time for Orange fans. In men's basketball, Syracuse was stunned 100-85 by Colgate in what was supposed to be a tune-up game turned into their first defeat in nearly 60 years to the Raiders. Buddy Boeheim describes what went wrong.
Defense was the biggest thing. You can't give up 100 points. You're not gonna win too many games doing that. But we got a lot of things to work on. Just team rebounding is a big thing, and guarding the post better, and just rebounding as a whole. So we gotta work on this, but it'll be a good wake up call for us.
Buddy echoed the thoughts of his dad following the game that rebounds did the Orange in. The numbers tend to agree. Colgate hauled in 19 offensive rebounds and converted for 18 second chance points. Up next, Syracuse faces VCU on Wednesday at 5. GCA countdown to tip-off begins at 4:30. To the gridiron, SU football fell to a similar fate. NC State dominated Syracuse 41-17. Garrett Schrader struggled, throwing a pick six and finishing with just 63 passing yards. Sean Tucker eclipsed 100 ground yards and now holds the Syracuse single-season rushing record previously held by Joe Morris. The Cuse has one more chance to clinch a bowl when they face Pittsburgh on Saturday at 7:30. GCA countdown to kickoff begins at 7. And finally, SU women's hoops fell twice this weekend in the battle for Atlanta's tournament. Syracuse has one more chance at victory tonight against Buffalo at 7:30. Pre-game coverage begins at 7. Christopher Queripel, WAER Sports.
Welcome into NCC Sports. I'm Christopher Queripel. It is the final week of the Major League Baseball season. The Yankees are in the first American League wildcard spot. New York swept Boston over the weekend to move into playoff positioning. Next up for the Bronx Bombers, a clash with Toronto is in the cards. Last time these two squads faced, the Yanks were held quiet while the Jays' bats exploded to a 4-game series sweep. In the National League, don't worry about the Mets. They were way back of the wild card thanks to the red-hot Cardinals. St. Louis has won 16 games in a row to secure the second wild card spot. That is a franchise record. The win streak is the longest since Cleveland won 22 back in 2017. This week, SU football was looking to secure a win against a familiar foe. Syracuse extinguished Liberty University Friday night in a thriller, 24-21. The most memorable moment came on kicker Andre Schmidt's last-second game-winning field goal. But the kicker himself doesn't remember much of it, though.
Yeah, honestly, I don't really even remember the kick. I mean, I kind of do black out, but it doesn't really happen like that for my other field goals. I don't know. Hitting a game winner, kind of that pressure situation felt a little bit different.
That was the first game winner of the kicker's 4-year career. Schmidt's boot lifts Syracuse to a 3-1 record, its best start since 2018. With the big win also comes a potential loss for the Orange. This morning, Stephen Bailey of 24/7 Sports reported running back Jarvian Howard is entering the transfer portal. The junior had lost some playing time to Sean Tucker this season. Howard had just 7 carries through 4 games. In the previous 2 seasons, though, Howard totaled just over 650 ground yards and 10 scores. Finally, let's travel up I-90 to Highmark Stadium in Buffalo. The Bills blew out the Washington football team 43-21. And look no further than Josh Allen for the reason why. The quarterback returned to form with 5 touchdowns, 4 of them passing. Allen's return to form is a good sign for Bills fans hoping to clinch the top spot in the AFC East. And that'll do it for NCC Sports. I'm Christopher Queripel.
Just under 4 minutes remaining in the first. Syracuse leads 33-20. The Orange hit the road down to the 305 and come out firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, how about this? Jesse Edwards already over his point total from last game. He's up to 10 points, the first player in double figures on either side of the court. And then Joe Girard starting to hit his shots. He had 8 points combined over the last 2 games, 3 against Virginia, 5 the game before. Now he's up to 9, all on triples. He looks to have his confidence back, and that's what you'd love to see if you're a Syracuse fan.
Miami's shooting just 8 of 26. That's 31% in the first half. Jimmy Boeheim to the stripe. Airballed his first attempt today. Coming into the game, 56% free throw shooter.
And another miss for Jimmy Boeheim.
I mean, the free throw line is just as far away at Watsco Center as the Dome and as where he used to play at Cornell.
A front iron back off the glass and finally falls for Jimmy Boeheim. 1 for 3. A little surprising coming from a shooter. It's about 40% from 3. And Gak near midcourt. And trying to find Gak once again. Instead goes to Miller, reverse layup. And got a little too creative, but got the second chance opportunity to go home.
Jesse Edwards thought that first attempt was wide open. He wouldn't have missed, so he didn't even try to go for the rebound, and his head coach, Jim Boeheim, wasn't too pleased.
Swider thinks about pulling up straight away, instead gives to Jimmy Boeheim. Over to Jesse Edwards on the two-hand slam on the right block. 36-22. Edwards continues his hot streak.
That's how you make up for missing that rebound on the last defensive possession.
12 points so far for the junior. Wong, no-look feed to Miller. Another swat by Edwards, number 5. Swider from right to left for the Orange. Down low to Jesse Edwards, out of control, count it! Jesse Edwards from outside the semicircle, and it falls. 38-22, Syracuse up by 16 over an 11-3 Miami Hurricanes squad.
Edwards, 14 points. If you do your math correctly, that is more than half of Miami's point total right now.
Jesse Edwards, focal point of the Syracuse offense. His shot off back iron. Syracuse struggling from the stripe, 1 of 4. Just 3 minutes remaining and the Hurricanes down by 16. Isaiah Wong, still no points in this contest. Straight away, Sam Wardenberg checks in. Here comes McGusty on the left elbow, guarded tightly by Symir Torrance. Charlie Moore, the offensive focal point for the Hurricanes. He has 9 stuck on the right elbow. 4 seconds for Wong. Straight away 3 against Boeheim. He's one up. No good. Hauled in by Cole Swider. 2.5 remaining in the first. Swider, a little hesitation on the near side. Backing down and a fadeaway. A little too far to the left. Boeheim almost comes down with it. Here comes Moore attacking the right end. Doesn't have numbers. 1v4. He'll take it himself. Moore crisscrosses through the lane and off the glass with a special kiss. Just over 2 minutes remaining. Syracuse leads by 14. Joe Girard to come back in this one at the scores table. Error pass tipped away by McGusty, stays with the Orange.
That was an aggressive take from Moore. How about that? Up to 11 points. He went 1 on 4 on the fast break, just 1 crossover and a strong take. Wasn't afraid of the 5-block Jesse Edwards.
Edwards has it outside the perimeter. Boeheim tests his luck near side wing. Count it. Buddy Buckets adds another. 41-24. Rather, his first score of the game. Uga Popular comes in. And a step on the right block, a foul by Jesse Edwards as Popular is trying to put it off the glass. Syracuse has yet to lead in an ACC game at the break so far this season. Right now, up by 17.
And, I mean, confidently up by 17. This offense just came out of the break, or came out of the game right out and just started knocking down both triples and to the inside. You got to give a lot of credit to Jesse Edwards on the inside, and then he's opening up open shots from the outside.
Miss from the free throw line by Poplar. Girard runs it for the Orange, steps over the timeline, 1.5 minutes remaining. Syracuse in commanding control. Boeheim straight away. Buddy, guarded by McGusty, gives to his brother. Nice spin move from the left block. Shot no good. Here comes Moore. 11 of the 24 Miami points. Give to McGusty, rattle the rim. 41-26, cuts it down just a little bit before halftime for the ACC Player of the Week. Here come the Orange attacking the left basket. Who else? Jesse Edwards, skip pass to Joe Girard. Deep 3. Count it, another one for Joe Girard. Seconds ticking down now, under a minute. Hurricanes down by 18. Girard tries to pick Wardenberg. Just a bit late. Poplar 3 from the near wing. Not a good look for Poplar. A shooter that is just 16% from three-point range.
Yeah, I mean, you probably don't want to be heaving if you are Poplar, but sometimes you get the open look and sometimes you cash it. That time it was off right.
40 seconds remaining. Syracuse attacking. Attempting to push it to at least 20 in the break. Out to Jimmy Boeheim straight away. Drives inside now. Picked his pocket. McGusty up ahead to Poplar. One-on-one against Joe Girard, and he picks up the foul. Girard swiped at the pocket of Poplar. Not clean. He'll be going to the stripe once again. First foul for Joe Girard, team's 5th. Poplar went 0 for 2 on his last trip.
Kind of surprising how quickly Poplar went to the rim right there. You could have slowed it down and wasted some of this clock. They weren't in a 2-for-1 situation, and now Syracuse can play the last 30 seconds.
Now Poplar goes 2 for 2. Shot clock unplugged. Syracuse leads by 16. Here comes Joe Girard. Push the tempo, now slows it down against Moore. And Syracuse wants a timeout, a use it or lose it. And the Orange with 18 seconds remaining, Jaron, they could go to the half with a 16-point lead, or even 19 if they get this 3. What do you think Coach Boeheim's telling the squad right now?
This is where you play the two-man game between the two hot hands in Joe Girard and Jesse Edwards. Or actually, check that. All right, I'm going to draw it up right now.
All right.
Stick with me.
Coach Sharon.
Buddy Boeheim runs the points. You get him in a screen and roll with Jesse Edwards. You also set an away screen for Joe Girard. So Joe Girard could be coming off an off-ball screen. He could have the open 3 because he has the hot hand. He has 4 deep balls so far tonight. You could also play the on-ball screen with Jesse Edwards rolling to the basket because he's been hot on the inside, drawing fouls and finishing inside the paint. I like that. How about that? Did you stick with me?
Yeah,
you got
Jaron's
me?
whiteboard. We'll see if it comes to fruition.
All right.
Now, does it change with Buddy Boeheim being the trigger man in the front court?
No, you can pass it in,
right
get
back
it
to
into
him.
Joe, and then, hand it right off.
Just over 18 seconds.
Now, I will say, usually in these situations, it's Joe just dribbles around for 17 seconds.
Instead, Syracuse turns it over right away to Moore, who runs the distance himself. Body check by Joe Girard. As Moore just right off the Boeheim inbounds pass.
Luckily it was on the floor. That Moore was going up with it. He just couldn't corral the ball and point his hands towards the sky.
Poplar might have shot a little early last time, but instead they had that 2-for-1. Moore from all the way downtown. No good. 9 seconds remaining. McGusty dancing through the lane. Moore thinks about it, drives inside of the right block against a taller Edwards. Kiss off the glass. And that should end the first half, and it does. Syracuse 44, Miami 30.
Every player, every coach, I think, has something that pushes them. I didn't play here, I didn't get the recognition here. But at the end of the day, when the game starts, motivation like that doesn't win games for you. Good play wins games for you.
That was the very beginning of the first storied episode documenting Syracuse basketball. Coach Boeheim led off the show with some words of wisdom while on his way to practice. The Orange wanted to give a special backstage pass to what goes on behind closed doors. SU Athletics paired with Learfield to open the curtain to Syracuse men's basketball this season. Dave Gunn, manager of digital strategy and engagement for SU Athletics, was involved throughout the entire process and explains what they wanted to showcase.
Letting fans in behind the scenes, showing what we're all about, getting our personalities out there of our student athletes, of our coaches, finding out more about them and where they come from and why they chose Syracuse and what they like about here, and show them beyond just basketball.
Telling the stories of the players as people and not just athletes is what is so special about this series. One of those narratives highlighted was that of John Bolajak. This snippet of the center reflecting on his life path is Gunn's favorite moment in the show.
It was really a tough journey, but I don't take this for granted at all. I can't believe it sometimes when I wake up in my own bed, in my own room. Like, sometimes it catches me off guard. Like, I just wake up and just be really thankful because I really come from the struggle.
Behind-the-scenes access has always been at the forefront of digital storytelling for SU, but never seen in a medium quite like this before.
We have to strategize ourselves, and from a staffing and resource standpoint, a lot of that content is shorter form content, photo-based content, short videos, those kind of things that take you traveling with the team, or behind the scenes practice images and videos, locker room stuff, things like that.
Storied was solely produced during the preseason and for exhibitions, but it allowed for a sneak peek of the program. While a lot of the focus was human interest driven, for the basketball purists, there were still plenty of X's and O's.
Well, I think when you look at our perimeter, the way we shoot the basketball is, I think, on par, or if not better than really any team in the country. Between Joe Girard, Buddy Boeheim, Cole Swider, those guys, Jimmy Boeheim coming in really shoots it. We know we can stretch teams and do some things on the offensive end. The way you guys share it and play unselfishly together and stay connected, we're going to have opportunities on this end.
There was Coach McNamara going over the Orange offense beyond the arc. This series consisted of just 5 short episodes. Gunn answers the question, will there be more content like this in the future?
You know, the one thing that we've heard from a lot of fans and alumni about, and actually people within the program too, is we want more. And we want more too. So it's just a matter of finding the avenues and the resources and the time to be able to put together more stuff like that.
And Coach Boeheim had one final message.
My job is to get this team to be the best we can be. The family is always together.
Welcome back to the North Division Championship. Chris Queripel here at Hunterdon Central for the ABCCL on YouTube Live. Right now it's the number 3 Gamblers and the number 1 team in the North, the 21-6 Gamers, playing at their home field here in the championship game, but quickly down 2-0. Jacob Berman, the man on the hill for the Gamblers, starting it off against the hitter from East Stroudsburg, Tyler Casella. Berman rears back, can't catch the outside corner. Add another ball to the count. Berman, 9 games pitched so far this year, 4.10 ERA, in just over 26 innings. The big number, though, 39 strikeouts, second best on the team, just behind Will Tierney. And Tierney started the divisional game to start off the playoffs on Tuesday, as that one is flared out of play with 2 strikes to Casella. In the playoffs now, it's all about pitching the right guys at the right times. You don't want to waste your good pitchers early and not have them for later games, but you also need to advance. And the Gamblers, their pitching scenario has worked out so far, and we'll see what Berman can do today against one of the best offenses, if not the best offense in the league. Kicks back and delivers. Casella waves at it. First batter Berman faced sends back to the dugout packing. And here comes another dangerous hitter. Right now it is Josh Kuroda, the incoming freshman at Rutgers University, the Big Ten campus. First pitch in the cellar, 1-0. Kuroda, .413 batting average this season, almost 100 at-bats, so quite a few opportunities this summer. Put the charge into one, but no harm. A 1-1 count. One of the best numbers for Kuroda is in almost 100 at-bats, only 11 strikeouts. Also has some speed on the bases with 15. The Gamers, the number 1 team in the league in stolen bases. Over the first base dugout, 1-2 count. 2 players for the Gamers sit above the 400 mark. Kuroda at .413 and Joe Braun, the number 5 hole hitter, at a whopping .438 average. Kuroda takes a step out. We'll get set and do it all over again. 1-2. And fouls himself in the box. Jammed him on the hands to start, then off the foot. A little bit of everything going wrong on that swing for Kuroda. Just needs a little walk around the batter's box. We'll get set to go again. Let's look at what Kuroda's been doing recently. In the last few games against the Monsoons in the first game of the divisionals, 2 hits in 5 ABs, 3 runs, 1 RBI. If that's not enough, add on 2 stolen bases, a little bit of everything for the freshman. Now he digs back in, good enough to keep himself in the box. Still 1-2. Rolls over, just straight foul, right past Coach Luciano. 1-2 again. On deck, Peter Ciuffreda. This the North Division Finals. Single game elimination here. The winner will play on Sunday at Count Basie Park against the winner of the Shore Division. Big swing from Kuroda in 2 straight strikeouts to start off the day for Jacob Berman. And 2 difficult hitters to strike out, so credit to Jacob Berman. Strikeouts number 40 and 41 on the year. The pitcher from Stevens Tech right here in New Jersey just had one of their former alumni have a professional contract, but here Ciuffreda won't let his day last too long hitless. Ciuffreda sends one into left field for the first base runner of the game for the Gamers. Ciuffreda, the home run derby participant, instead went with a line drive the opposite way. 1 pitch, all it takes. Here comes Luke Longo. The mid-season addition for the Gamers working out well, eating up innings behind the plate and in the heart of the order in the cleanup spot. Deep into left field, going back. That one's going to get out of here just over the fence. And just like that, the Gamers tie it up. Welcome to the team, Luke Longo. Been here for a few weeks now, but cementing his role in the heart of the order in the playoffs just over the left field fence here at Huddleton Central. And we have a 2-2 ball game in the bottom of the first. If you're tuning in, you like good pitching matchups, hitting might be up the alley today. 2-2, Berman loses the next pitch. Down in the dirt to Joe Braun. Absolutely no relief in this lineup. Now you face the team's leader in batting average, around 440. Takes the pitch, 1-1 count. In the full stretch delivery, or windup rather, Braun chases one. That brings the dust up, 1-2. Braun wants to slap on the gloves one more time. Nomar Garcia-Parra-esque, and here we go. 1-2 count. Berman looking for the put away. Can't get it. Delivers one right to the third base dugout. 1-2. Berman 1 pitch away. Started the game as good as you can get. 2 straight strikeouts. Gave up the single to left from Ciuffreda. Longo tagged on 2 runs with the home run ball, and here comes Joe Braun. 1 strike to put him away, and he does. Berman relatively has a good inning. 3 strikeouts in a frame. You'll take that any day of the week, but he did give up the long ball, and 2 runs come across. The number 1 team in the North, the Gamers, tie it up just like that. It's tied at 2-2. Petty dances, and a looping give to Goodwin. Caroline Allen controls, knifing inside. Far side goal unextended for Goodwin. Goodwin finds Crooks. Crooks fires top shelf. Emma Crooks adding on her 4th goal of the day. Virginia Tech 7, Syracuse 5, 3:34 left in the first.
She had 4 goals last time against Radford, but Chris, this isn't Radford the Hokies are up against, and this Syracuse defense has morphed into a zone, and Emma Crooks is really exploiting it. She's always open, 5-10 yards away from the cage, and that's a lethal finishing area because Asa Goldstock is not ready for Crooks to turn and shoot.
Her 16th goal of the season, and the accolades she has are for a reason. 2nd team All-ACC in 2019, and when you have players like Paige Petty
And Sarah Lubnow, you're not sure who to focus on if you're the Orange, so you leave Emma Crooks open, and she's making you pay today.
It's that zone defense that Syracuse is now running, just being manipulated by the outside passing, especially when the ball goes to the far side with Goodwin and Caroline Allen.
Tyson and Maszewski again. This one, a line drive back to the turf to Syracuse defense, and Ella Simpkins picks it up. Ball makes its way back to Asa Goldstock, who whips it 20-yard pass to Maddie Baxter in the midfield area on the Block S logo. Sidewinding pass up ahead to Bianca Chevry, and now Syracuse running on some of their rest of their attack. It's Morgan Alexander coming in. Kara Quimby now getting a look on offense. Megan Tyrell near side, goal line extended. Syracuse reversing field from near side to far, and Maddie Baxter decides to come to the right side. Pass to Morgan Alexander on the 12-meter fan. Under 3 minutes, Syracuse down by 2. Emma Ward pass inside to Tyrell, who fires and finds Twine. Megan Tyrell snuck it into the left pipe, and Syracuse down by 1. Virginia Tech 7-6. 2:46 left in the first.
Megan Tyrell is pumped. She defiantly dropped her stick after scoring that goal. Syracuse needs some life, but a beautiful cut from Tyrell to beat that zone defense while all of the Hokies were looking forward towards Ward, who was outside the 12-meter arc straight away. Tyrell snuck around behind cage and presented herself on the right doorstep. Easy finish.
Yeah, I saw that too. Looked like she threw the stick down a little bit harder, a little excited, and now Syracuse down. They're trying to inch their way right back to the lead, down 7-6. Draw control's a little more even now, 9-3, in just under 3 minutes. Same to the draw control circle. Maszewski and Tyson. Maszewski gives it right to herself and quickly evades traffic to Simpkins. Simpkins has a little bit of a lane, has to be careful to swipe behind. And now Syracuse in the offensive area. Megan Tyrell, 2 goals on the day. 2.5 minutes left. Morgan Alexander, same thing, runs back onto the field from the near side. Maddie Baxter gives it immediately to Alexander. Syracuse down by 1, looking to even it up inside to Megan Tyrell. Had a look. Now it's Emma Ward, 12-meter fan straight away. Maddie Baxter with an opportunity, looking for a cutter, finds Bianca Chevry straight away, makes her way inside, gives it back out to Baxter. Baxter thinks about it. Ball on the turf. Megan Carney couldn't corral the pass from Baxter, but another ground ball win for Emma Ward. She's been huge today, saving the Orange where they could have had some turnovers. Emma Ward's been there. Under 40 on the shot clock. Under 2 minutes now left in the first half. Syracuse trying to knot it up. Maddie Baxter, low pass on the turf, picked up by Bianca Chevry. And now it's Megan Tyrell inside to Carney. Carney shoots upper right 90. Syracuse ties it up at 7 apiece with 1:38 left in the first.
Just like Syracuse did against Notre Dame, the Orange are finding their momentum right before half. Carney has really been non-existent for a solid 15 minutes. She scored early on, but was kind of responsible for some of those turnovers, some miscommunications straight away outside the 12-meter arc. That time she got to her favorite spot right in the slot and dunked it past Angie Benson.
Megan Tyrell and Megan Carney are the combination for the Orange, and they get clicking. It's dangerous for any opposing team that decides to step on this field. Syracuse wants to go undefeated after this one. 5-0, looking to improve to 6-0, and now tied up, 1:40 left, 7-7. It's Maszewski once again against Paige Tyson.
Tyson came in for Crooks at about the 5-minute mark, and she's been on the field ever since. Coach Sung likes the height, and it's been a bit more 50-50 just about who's winning that ground ball. Is it going to be Golini or Simpkins?
Megan Carney just with that goal. She likes championships. She won with Team USA under 19. She won gold, and now she's looking for one in college with the number 2 ranked Syracuse team. 1.5 minutes left on the right side of the field. Syracuse in the whites in the orange trim, working from left to right. On the right side goal line now, and Syracuse working around the perimeter. Shot clock and game clock essentially even right now. Shot clock would bring this to the end. Tyrell inside to Emma Ward, 8 meters, going on the right doorstep to Baxter. Baxter to Carney, and a nice deflection by Angie Benson. It'll go Virginia Tech way from right to left with under a minute left. The Hokies try to keep it even before halftime. And now chasing around the Block S logo, 40 seconds, and Coach John Sung probably told his squad just to slow it down. Don't want to turn it back over, don't want to give the Orange another chance with 30 seconds here still in the neutral area.
Gary Gait has all his players back too. Syracuse does not want to allow a goal before halftime.
Syracuse trying to stifle them on defense. 20 seconds left. It's Paige Petty. Petty near side wing, about 25 yards out to Grace Nelson. Virginia Tech swinging it around. 12 seconds. Running inside is Caroline Allen. Might take a chance herself. Ball ends up on the turf. 7 seconds. Back outside to Emma Crooks. About 20 yards out. Can't really attack. 2 seconds all the way outside from the right wing. And the buzzer sounds, and that'll be it. They couldn't get it off with about 20 seconds left, but hey, it's even here heading to the half.
I think tonight it was all about execution because I think Syracuse has actually gotten some decent shots tonight. Cole Swider missed a few, Joe Girard missed a few, and I know that he's not involved in the offense very much, but I do think Jesse Edwards getting into foul trouble early what stifled this offense a bit because he had 4 fouls early in the second, he had to be removed, and then they replaced him. So I know that he's not a big threat down low in the paint, but at least having him there spaces the floor a little bit more. And otherwise, Syracuse, is one-dimensional from the perimeter. You need someone to go inside. I will say, credit to Buddy Boeheim where credit is due because he was actually driving and attacking inside
only
today a
guy,
little bit.
though.
Yeah, he's the only guy.
Well, Jimmy had that dunk. But
yeah, that was a pretty nice dunk.
So, again, outside of the Boeheim brothers, it doesn't exist.
Yeah. I agree with that.
It doesn't exist. They shot 36% tonight.
That's not good.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
After last game, I sat down on this show, and we were trying to decide who we thought was going to be the second option. I said Jimmy Boeheim hands it away. Third option, I really think it has to be Cole Swider.
It has to be.
It has to be. Because he has the
He's
looks.
big. He can shoot.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be able to be that third
3
guy.
of 12 is unacceptable.
It's absurd.
And 2 of 8 from 3. These aren't numbers that he is used to.
And it's not like they couldn't find a shot.
No, they found good shots.
The Virginia defense is touted as one of the best in the country, and
all that.
year in, year out, they don't let teams score points. But tonight, Syracuse found their shots, and they had plenty of relatively open shots, but they just couldn't hit their shots.
Yeah, I mean, Virginia only gives up 56 points a game, and Syracuse surpassed that tonight, and that's the best mark in the conference. But, you kind of feel like you're running in circles here because you don't really know what the issue is. You know the Boeheims are going to contribute, but where is everyone else? What's so frustrating, Matt, is they have the talent. We've seen Joe Girard be what we expect Joe Girard to be. We've seen Cole Swider even in the last game with 21 points. It's just why do they go missing in certain scenarios? I know that the Virginia defense is good, but as you said, they're getting these opportunities. Why are they going dark?
And I think what needs to happen, and I think a lot of people have said it, so this really isn't that hot of a take, but you've got to find a way to get inside, and I think a lot of that comes from Jesse Edwards. He tried to play in the post a little bit tonight, but just got stuck up by the bigs that Virginia had, and they've got some pretty solid ones.
They do.
But Edwards needs to be able to play that pick and roll and be something on offense other than a guy that's a decoy down low, because we've seen him be solid against bigs like Walker Kessler back at the Battle for Atlantis, where he put up a near 20 points. But tonight he comes in against the second ACC opponent of the year and can't do anything inside pretty much all game. Tries to throw it down, gets fouled, can't hit the dunk, whatever, can't hit his free throws. I mean, he actually was solid from the free throw line, 3 of 4. But
give him credit.
He just couldn't get anything happening. And I think that's a huge issue for this team because when you have a team entirely based upon three-point shooters, every defense in the country knows exactly what you want to do, and they're going to key in on that. And they know exactly what they need to do to prevent you from scoring 100 points, which this offense is certainly capable of. And every team does it. They go out there, they double-team Buddy, they make sure he can't get the ball, they get out on the perimeter, and they know that pretty much nobody else on this team can penetrate. And get into the teeth of that defense and actually do something inside. Instead, they just shoot up bad shots or shots that they probably should be able to make and can't.
I'm with you, but I'm going to be a little more realistic, I think, because for Syracuse, they haven't had that center in years, and that's not really their game plan. I would love for Jesse Edwards to be a double-double machine and put up 10 and 10 every game, but that's just not going to happen because that's not how Syracuse plays. I know that's kind of a cop-out answer, but
that's how they could
fact.
play, I think.
I feel you can say about any team in any scenario.
Edwards is better than a lot of big Syracuse. He's better than Marek on offense. He's better.
Really?
I think so.
Why
I
is
think
that?
he's bigger, he's stronger, and he has more moves. He just does. Marek could shoot a little bit better, of course.
Marek could shoot a little bit better.
But Jesse's got post moves that I don't think those guys had. He's better than Barama Sidibe, of course, and better than Pascal Chukwu. Why not gear the offense a little bit more toward a pick and roll to Jesse? And we've seen it a couple times. Yeah. I guess, of course, that Hall of Fame coach Jim Boeheim takes it game by game and knows exactly what the weakness and strengths of some defenses are. But you got to think that when the shots aren't falling, he's got to think, all right, how am I going to get Jesse into this game and make him a factor? Because he was on Jesse all night. He took him out within 4 minutes of the game and put Frank in. And Frank was abysmal too, but we'll get to the bench.
Yeah, we will. But what's the most infuriating thing is even when they do get it in the post, they can't execute. I don't know what the numbers are from point-blank range, but even when they do run those pick and rolls, we saw a sequence tonight where Syracuse had 3 opportunities for a lay-in, and they couldn't get it to go. I mean, it was just opportunity after opportunity, and then it ended up with the Cavaliers. So it's even when things are working in the Syracuse direction, they can't convert. So I'm with you. They need to penetrate more and live on the block, but when they're getting there, they can't even contribute.